Disclaimer: this is not my usual type of video, but I promise if you stick around, and if you are a fan of my stuff, you will like this video. It's a bit of a history lesson, but it's leading to something good, and it goes to a point, I swear. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Now, if you were a fan of anything Red Dead related, you probably have heard of the Twig Man, which was a creepy urban legend that was going around pretty recently, just a few years ago. The Twig Man was my first real taste of having a little bit of fame. I posted a Reddit thread of one of my brothers glitching out on Red Dead and said, "Is this the Twig Man that everyone was talking about?" And it blew up on Reddit, and it got featured in multiple YouTube videos as evidence that the Twig Man is real. And that was my first real taste of having like a little bit of fame, seeing my work get noticed. It was amazing to see that. But the thing was, the Twig Man wasn't my creation. It was somebody else's creation that I was just profiting off of. It wasn't mine, you know? And it made me want to have something that was mine, a piece of work that was something that I made. So I went out and I got ideas. I improved my video skills, editing skills, story making skills. I thought of things, and I eventually realized that Minecraft ARGs were getting popular. So I saw an opportunity, a real opportunity to get noticed. But you see, that begged the question of how would I make my Minecraft ARG stand out against all the other Minecraft ARGs? And you have to really think of ideas when you get questions like that. You have to think of how is mine gonna be different from all the others. And one of the ideas I got was that it should be modern Minecraft. It shouldn't be the old Minecraft. Everybody does the old alpha Minecraft. It would be white noise. I need to do something that was different, something completely new. So, once I had the idea to make it modern Minecraft, I needed to add on a little bit more to that. What would be the plot for this modern Minecraft ARG? And I thought to myself, the best plots are always real. So, I decided to loosely base it off my real life. You know, use my real name, use my brother's names, use people that I actually know in real life. For the most part, everything was pretty much like real people. There were a few exceptions, but for the most part, with me and my brothers, it was all real people. You see, something that I touched a little bit on in the ARG was being taken away from a community. I moved to a new town, and ever since I've been searching for community. I haven't felt like I've been a part of a community in a very long time, and really when it comes down to it, that's why I'm so obsessed with fame. I feel like if I have fame, I can get a community back. I can get a community for me and my loved ones. And that's really all I want to do. And I touched on that in the ARG, obviously. And I'm going to touch on it a little bit more in this video. So now that you've got a little bit of a history lesson on myself, let me give you a history lesson on some other things. Wilhelm II was a man born on June 2nd, 1889. He pursued fame for his country, which was the German Empire at the time, and he was the Kaiser of the German Empire. When World War I started, he simply wanted to help an ally that was attacked. But during this, his efforts changed to bringing fame to his German country. He failed and eventually was exiled at the end of the war. In his will, he only wanted to return to Germany if the German Empire was restored. He died June 4th of a year I will not say, for reasons I will touch on later in the video. Italy was also part of World War I, and during the war, they supported Germany and their efforts to fame. Italian is one of my favorite languages, actually, because it has the most words in any language to describe fame. I don't know if people knew that. Orlando is an Italian word that means fame. Paparazzi is an Italian word that means when people are surrounding somebody that is famous. all these Italian words that mean fame. I love them, honestly. It's great. So that's another reason I like Italy. And I will touch more on Italy's attempts at fame in a little bit. A popular book during the time of World War I for both Germany and Italy was Mission di Indy, which became extremely popular in the German Empire specifically, but also Italy. In the book, it describes the advanced community of Agartha. Now, if you've been online, you've seen there's a lot of memes for this place and a lot of misinformation about what the original legend of this place is. Now, Agartha is not exactly what everybody shows in the memes. The legend of it has been very, very changed and made very, very hilarious lately. Now, I know it sounds funny what I'm saying, but the German people at the time of World War I genuinely believed that Agartha was a place that you could find. Now, of course, they never did find it, but moving on to our next topic, in 1885, a German immigrant by the name of Hempel founded the town of Gotha, Florida. He believed in uniting all the German people in Florida in one town, which was Gotha, and having them all be famous with each other. He wanted every German immigrant in the state of Florida to all be famous. Now, obviously, if you know me, you know I love fame and the idea of it and all that. So, of course, my interest peaked when I heard about this guy. Now, the interesting thing with him is that he believed the way to get to fame is being united in a community, something that I want. He wanted all the German immigrants to be a part of a community, and with that, he believed they could all get their fame. And he got pretty close to achieving this goal. Of course, it's practically impossible to get every German immigrant into one town in one state. I mean, it's not an easy task. So of course he didn't succeed, but he got close, and I give him props for that. Another German immigrant who tried something very similar to Hempel was a German immigrant who was a part of the Navy during World War I for Germany. Now, in his time in the Navy, he heard of many stories relating to Agartha, as many of the German soldiers did at the time because the book was very popular. He believed that Agartha was a paradise that was no longer underground, that was in a different part of the world, that nobody knew at the time. That's what he believed. Now, this Navy guy, he went to Florida eventually and created a town called New Berlin, Florida. Now, remember what he said. He said that he believed Agartha was a beautiful paradise that was no longer underground. Okay, now keep that in mind for what I'm about to say next. One other German immigrant, a third German immigrant who came to Florida, made a cult believing that Florida was the very same Agartha from the popular book Mission di Indy. In this cult, he believed that Agartha had rose from underground and surfaced onto the surface of the earth. Now, isn't it just interesting that a German immigrant makes a cult believing that Florida, a paradise-like place, is Agartha? All three of these individuals came from the same country and ended up in the same state and ended up with the same mindset of gaining fame and it loosely relating to a legend called Agartha. It's almost too good to be a coincidence. It's almost like fame is literally connected to the state of Florida. Like I said earlier, I was going to describe the Italian roots of fame that are in Florida. Italy, a place that is an ally of Germany, also happened to have a lot of Italian immigrants go to Florida and give names to towns, names that literally mean fame in Italian. Orlando, one of the most popular examples, got its name from an Italian immigrant who named it the literal word that means fame in his native language. Orlando means fame. Florida is connected to fame because of Italy and Germany. Now, here is where my proposition comes in. How would you like to be part of a community built on these ideals, built on the ideals of Germany's fame, on Italy's fame, on Florida's fame? How would you feel if you could have all of the things that this legendary made-up society was promised? How would you feel if you could be famous? Well, the community that I am building will make everybody a part of it famous. Everybody will be famous with each other. I am starting a Discord community where everybody can join, listen to each other, share their work, share my work, read up about things that they're interested in, talk to each other, find people to play Minecraft with each other. A perfect community, a place where everybody can finally be included and happy with each other and famous with each other. Now, to achieve this fame with each other, we must all have numbers so that we can know each other. I will make a Discord server where everybody will be assigned a number, and with your number, you will have a ancient year, a modern year, and this will describe you as a member. So, hypothetically speaking, if you were number 1, the first person to join this group that I'm making, you would be assigned number 1, and you would be referred to as number 1 because we want to make it as easy as possible for all of us to be known with each other, for all of us to be famous with each other. If you were number 1, you would be assigned the year 1881 for your ancient year, and for your modern year, you would be assigned 1968. Now, for our ancient years, we go from 1881 all the way to 1914. For our modern years, we have 1968, 1969, and then for number 3, we jump to 1975, and then go all the way to 2006. Now, the reason we made that jump is that 1970 to 1974 were the most uneventful years for fame. There were no new famous people at that time. It was the longest stretch of time where there was no new celebrities, nothing new for famous individuals. We don't want that in our community, so we skip over those years. They're not real to us. We only count the years that matter to us. Now, because we only care about years that matter to us, that is why I refused to say the name of the year that Wilhelm died, because that year does not matter to us. Other years that have Wilhelm matter to us, but not that one, because it does not count. Now, when you get your number, you get one number, and you know the numbers of everybody. There will be a list in the Discord where everybody's number will be shown, everybody's number will be listed. And when everybody's number is listed, you can know each other and know what to refer to each other as and know each other like a real, true community. Now, me and my brothers will get multiple numbers since we are not just normal members like you. So my brother Joe will be given the number 20 and 21. My brother Berkeley will be given the number 22 and 23. My brother Jackson will be given the number 27 and 28. And since I am the founder and creator of this, I get 3 numbers, number 24, number 25, and number 26. Now, my 3 loves will also get their own designated number area of this. They won't be in the normal set of numbers. Instead, they will be having their own months that they are given. They will be given the month of October, November, December of 2007. Speaking of our numbers, we only allow 34 members, or 34 numbers that we can all get in general, because I don't want this community be too large. We want this community be personalized. We want this community to be special. We want it to be something where everybody is noticed. And you can't get that if this community went more than 50 people. We need to keep it to a low amount so that everybody is able to be easily noticed in here. So that's why the link to the Discord is a limited time thing. It will not stay up forever. I want this community to be a select few, a chosen few, and when we get the amount that we're looking for, the link will be turned off and nobody can enter it ever again. So, if you want to join this, join as soon as you can. There's only a select amount of spots. And this place, trust me, is going to be a paradise. If you want to join this Discord and feel a true sense of community and have your work be noticed and have you be noticed and have you feel like you belong, then you're in the right place. There will be a link to the Discord in either the description of this video or the comments section. And as soon as we have enough spots, that link will no longer work. So make your decision fast and make the right decision. P.S. Before the video ends, I just wanted to say that with this community, we will be doing multiple live events with group meetings and stuff like that on the Discord channel, where you can come into the voice channel and listen to me talk about upcoming works that I'm working on, upcoming events for our community, and just stuff like that, and rallies. I'll do speeches, rallies on the Discord, and we will be doing rallies on VR chat. So if you happen to own a VR headset and own VR chat, which VR chat is free, by the way, if you have VR chat and are able to get VR chat, you should definitely join this community and join up to the live events on VR chat to hear the live rallies on VR. And also, if you don't own a VR, still feel free to join the community if you want to, because every rally in VR chat will also be broadcasted onto the live channel in the Discord. So if you do not have VR, you will not be missing out on the rally. It will also be on the Discord for you. So it's completely up to you. So if you're interested in this community, please make sure to enter. The VR is not a mandatory thing. It was just a little thing I wanted to make sure people knew that we're also doing in this community.
Listen. Hey. This is the cover. This is the cover, right? You put it right there. You put your binoculars right there. No, my cover. My cover. I need to be undercover.